Get your smelly tanks to the other side of the border. Oh, hey everybody, Newly here, and today we're here and back for Hearts of Iron 4 in Equestria War, where it is time for us to go to war with the Changeling. Which queen is the better queen today? Queen Crysalis or Princess Cadence? We will see which of them is stronger. I gotta say, crystal ponies seem a little bit better than walking cheese legs, but you know, what do I know about anatomy? Anyway, ponies, as it stands, right now, we are building some more factories because we are indeed preparing for war. But if that isn't enough in intensity, we've also begun to bring some artillery. Look at this. We have motorized vehicles that are now coming to the front. Those are going to help us in our war strategy, and we need it. If you take a look at there, they have a bit of a tank here, and we need to be able to contest that. But we have the technology and the pony power to be able to face it. Now, all that's mattering is someone has to start the war. And I think it has to be Queen Crysalis or Equestria. And basically, the second that happens, we get dragged into it, and then it begins. On a side note, this is happening. There's a little bit of a war happening to the top, and depending on who wins that, we might have another front to contend with. Stalingrad is also something we have to watch out for. Make sure they don't become hostile. I do not want to have to fight three fronts at the same time. I do not have this. Seriously, I think I have just enough to be able to hold them. But with our new technologies that we're researching, if all that stuff gets to the front, we might have everything that we need to just push those guys back into the Changeling Lands. Seriously, look at that. What a terrible name that is. Changeling Lands. Really naming your country after your people? Well, ponies, if this isn't a great day, look at this. Our mobile infantry is now also part of this journey. I'm eager to see them come to the front. We're gonna have multiple of these mobile infantries on all parts of the front, and together with the ponies that we have here, that might give us the speed necessary to take down the tanks that we need, ponies. I think we got what it takes. So look at that, the tank is moved. But Wing Barty's madness knows no end. Whoa. Illegal occupation. How about that, ponies? We're about to do something against this illegal occupation. I know it is technically their country, but I'm feeling pretty occupied about them, so we kind of need a reason to attack them. What? Trucks? We do need more trucks, ponies. We probably should make more trucks, ponies. Oh boy. I think we can actually produce trucks. Soonish we can produce trucks, yeah. It's starting to come into gear. You're seeing, look at that. Even the changelings have more things now. They have mountain climbing divisions on their side. I think I know how I'm gonna do something about that. I want magical ponies. See, changelings don't have pony magic. They have green, slimy alien magic. That's something we have to ground them for. Gotta get them down to earth, ponies. So, look at this. We have a few interesting other guards to help us in defeating them. Look at them. They're just, look at that. That just sneezed. Sneeze to the other side of the board and let the changelings catch something that isn't hands and hooves. So with our factories completed, we now have a new thing to go after, and it is this. The Crystal Equestrian Research Network, as well as the trade policy. Both of those are very important. And I'm going to do the trade one first, because that means I'll have more resources to work with. And ponies, you know I need those. So we're going to put this up, and for now at least, I don't even know if I can put it here. I am going to start making some trucks. I'm going to start making a couple trucks. And you've seen it here. Mule Tilda is going to be our first prototype of a tank that I can't wait to unleash upon the enemies. Maybe we unleash it on them right now, but I don't have anything that produces or that needs tanks right now. But we can probably make that. So I'm gonna design a armored division. Let's see what we have here. This is nice, but we need to give them some buffs. Let's give them some military police. We're going to be giving them some of this motored recon. we're gonna support them further with a mage company. Mage companies are very, very helpful in giving you organization, a little bit of teleportation. And most importantly, you can defend a little better if you have mages on your side. So we're gonna give them a couple of mages. And I think there's one more thing I want to add to this, a logistics company. Because these things are going to use a lot of resources. We're going to save that for what it is worth. And that's it. That's all we got to do. So now we have to train this. Just going to train it there. And there's going to be a new kind of division that I want out there soon. And that is magic divisions. But right now this is all that I'm really content with. So right now, if you see here, we need 380 light tanks. Unfortunately, we don't quite have as many factories yet, but we now have the means to build these additional factories, and that's important. Wait, look at this. Let's change our production a little bit, because we're going to need rubber to support those tanks. That's why I've been kind of slow on the uptake with those, but yeah, look at this. We have 12 factories that are now all able to build on their own. Very, very helpful that. Let's put down some civilian factories. And more. And add some military as well, please. Alright, there we go. So we sort of have a basis for what we need going. With this additional factory and all the stuff that we produce, look at this. We have light tanks, we have motorized, and especially we have a lot of infantry. Together, that might give us just enough to be able to actually push back reliably into the changelings. So our research has moved on, and it is now time to make this, the Crystal City to Canterlot Railway. This is going to help all of us to have more logistics out there, and this means it's going to be easier to get us to the front, because our biggest challenge, as it stands, is that like our capital is in here, and our units have to like take support that goes all the way through the entire country to get to the front if we ever need reinforcements. And to begin this war, we have chosen our first doctrine, and that is mobile infantry. And what is different is these doctrines now have levels, and the more you gain experience per month of these, the better stuff you unlock. And look at this, speed plus 20%. There's some interesting stuff if we get further down, but already we're able to have 50% research bonus for trucks and a tactic known as overwhelming fire. Well, 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 it is rumored that Queen Crysalis is looking to expand. I think there's only one way, and it is the way of this border. Well, ponies, if that isn't clear enough, we're about to go to war with these ponies. Look at how much stuff I have at the border. I'm ready to see how this turns out, and I don't think the changelings are going to be able to stand up against. Well, ponies, it's happened. The changelings have officially declared war against us. It's going to be about time that we drive to the other side of the road, eh? Let's take a look at this. So the way this works, if war is declared on you, we basically have to wait until they can officially begin. I think that's how that works. Well, ponies, I was about to eat some chips, but it seems we're about to have to eat bullets because the war has just begun. The changelings are starting to pour onto our side of the border, the deer also, and it is time that we answer them. Offensive line, I want to go this way. Let's just start pushing in this direction. Just this way. Wait. Look at that. What kind of line was that? I swear, it is so hard to paint a front line in this game, you would believe. So I'm gonna go this way, that way, please. There we go. That is what we want. Initiate combat. More ponies. I like more ponies. So, our war begins. And it's an interesting one. Not only is it Equestria and me, but we have the Buffalo Chieftain and the Commonwealth of New Maryland. The Commonwealth of New Maryland is basically America. It's this. Look at that, even the flag. It's basically this. And yeah, we're all trying to take out the Changelings, the Olenian Protectorate, and now the Northern Protectorate also. Another interesting thing has happened. Nova Griffonia became friends with Equestria. That is important because there is a scenario where Nova Griffonia also falls under the Changelings, and then At that point, you're essentially facing the whole continent. Stalingrad can also become evil, and this can also turn against you. So in a worst case scenario, it is Equestria and the Crystal Empire against the entire rest of the continent. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright, let's see who's making some gains. Oh, the United Kingdom of Eris is gonna send us 2 divisions. That's nice. Alright, they're coming to the front. Let's see who's gonna take the first few names in this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Already starting to push into them. They don't like it. They don't like it. They're not friends of this. The fall of Vancouver. So what's basically gonna happen at the start? Oh, look at that. Seattle has fallen. But the changelings are initially stronger than Equestria. But how strong am I? That's the question we need to solve. Okay, so we're also short on trucks. I don't think I can. I can actually afford some trucks. Give me some trucks. We're a little low on fuel. And look at this. We're already pushing into the changelings. Look at that. Our wonderful, wonderful tanks are already pushing in here. Look at this. Circle those guys. Actually, put some cheese on a bit of a string and a stick. That'll probably get all the rats to come out. There we go. So, ponies, it's an interesting thing for us to start. Look at this. The changelings are pushing against Equestria, but we are pushing against the changelings, and we're basically putting them in this situation. Do they keep fighting this and risk us pushing into their mainland? Or do they try stopping us and risk Equestria pushing back into them? It's an interesting dilemma we've given them. Alright. Here we go, look at this. There's no one standing here. They did not expect me to push in this hard. Oh, they do not like this. What? The new Hatton explosion? Was that the changelings? Looks like the changelings have launched nukes as well. Wow. Changelings are responsible for everything, I tell you. So, next up, ponies, we have engineering. We need research speed to go way up. And look at this. Let's take a peek here. You got new planes. You got rocket artillery as the new thing that we're gonna drop on the changelings. Look at this. Look at this stuff just doing nicely. Our motorized infantry is pushing into the front. That is going exactly as we want it right now. This is... What tall tale? Wow, look at this. Equestria's losing so much ground, but we're gaining ground here. We're just pushing so far into their territory. If they don't start stopping me, I'm gonna be here in no time if no one shows up to defend this. They thought I was the junior partner, but boy were they wrong. Look at this. Now changelings are starting to come to the front, but they may already be too late on this action, ponies. We have so many changelings. And we're gonna beat them all. So, with the war going well, it's time that we enact another doctrine, and it is... infiltration tactics, I believe. No, it's actually gonna be rapid domination. Look at this. Soft attack on line infantry, line artillery, all infantry, and motorized and mechanized stuff. That is exactly what we need. We're trying to run them down with our speed, and I'd say so far, it's done exactly what we wanted. And it's going to help Equestria too, because we're taking some valuable pressure off of Equestria by being able to force more units to our side of the front. It's going perfectly. All is going according to plan right now. Because I think the changelings know that Equestria is sort of the weak link, and if they can like break through Equestria to get to me, then I can no longer sustain my offense. Let's respond to this, shall we? There we go. That'll do. Units to the front. We're gonna restructure a little bit. We have to play defense. We're forced into this. Offensive line this way. Equestria, unfortunately, is needing a little bit more help right now than we can offer. So let's make sure we get to this quickly. Make sure we get to this very quickly. They're already starting to pour through here. What do you know? The changelings have found a weak spot. Let's see if we can answer this. Quickly. Please, people, please, we need them to not push into my territory right now. Jeez, Equestria's kind of a letdown. This is why we gotta fight Princess Celestia soon, because she's weak. So, ponies, the little oopsie that Princess Celestia has made, we have begun to start to contain it a little bit here. They haven't been able to push any further, but this is still firmly ours. And they have to be very afraid of me trying to pull something more, and we might pull something.
Must be preserved.
We might pull something more. Offensive line this way, please. Just something to keep those guys busy. If we can take more of their factories, they will not be happy. So on the flip side, this is happening. Offensive line here, please. So, after this is done, we've almost entirely pushed them out of our line, but the biggest thing is here. Our wonderful changeling, or not changeling, you never know, but our commander has leveled up and he now has increased division recovery rating. Gonna help us to be able to push out those guys. Alright, ponies, let's do it. Here we go. So this is the one that I'm also sort of curious about, if we're able to actually make this. Oh, the changelings are pushing back. They're not happy about me doing that. Maybe they've started to, like, fight this and lost momentum here. Francisco is also still in contention here. This could go either way. Well, ponies, here we are after about a year or two of war. We've mostly equivalized Celestia's oopsie and are starting to push this way. However, Princess Celestia is struggling down here, so we're basically trying to equalize the pressure. If you take a look at this, ever so slightly going in the favor of Queen Crysalis here, but we have not gotten any more losses at all. They didn't get to do anything more with us. It's just Equestria that we need to equalize. And look at that, we still have a little bit of the changelings just to troll them. So this is going exactly as we wanted to. Oh, look at that. And here's our new weapon, rocket launchers. And it gets even better because I have a new unit, a truck-drawn rocket artillery. This is giving me so much additional power on top of my defense. This is what motorized division is all about. Hard hits and quick movement. Just don't screw up, otherwise your losses skyrocket. We do have quite a few losses, but we still kill changelings at a ratio of 1 for 2 whenever we show up there. Through. This is going our way. So ponies, I don't know. Can we for surely say who's stronger? I say at least between me and the changeling, I say we were ultimately stronger, but Princess Celestia down here is kind of a bit of a slouch, you know. Didn't think my senior partner here was gonna be this bad, yo. Oh, look at this. The changelings are pushing through. Oh, look at this. Never mind. That is Maryland that's helping us out of here. That's this. This down here is actually putting units into our territory. That's what's allowing us to push through. Oh, look at this. They're starting to push back again. The changelings are struggling so much with us pushing into them. I think that's kind of becoming their problem. Modern magic. So with 50% more defense, I want to see those cheese legs try to do anything that isn't dying over and over and over. Yes, look at this. This is kind of pretty. Fight them. Alright, we're pushing into them again. We're pushing into them again. See if we can force them to lose some more momentum. This has mostly come to a standstill, and we have to be able to push back again. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There is still hope for the Empire. The Empire strikes back. I like the sound of that, ponies. Sure, we're losing attack, but every time they let us through, we get to push it so much. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Look at the changelings. They weren't ready for it. Now they have to put more ponies onto this side. It is perfect. It's perfect. We're gonna take them down, ponies. The changelings are gonna die horribly and get mangled. Actually, we haven't done anything with the Navy, so we probably should do that. So, ponies, I think with that, we're gonna call the episode here. I'd say this is sort of a mixed success in a way. All this, I just want to real quickly pause it. This is the old border, so all this and all this green stuff here is new. But this down here is the stuff the changelings have won, so this is quite literally a dead even fight. 6% in their favor. The changelings have lost some, the Equestria's also lost some. I don't know what we can say. Who do you think is the better princess? Princess Cadence or Queen Crysalis? How to say, I mean, at least she's a sweet pony, right? I do not know about this thing that can literally change into everything, you know? You never know. You literally never know with a changeling. Anyway, with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, and remember, ponies, maybe next time it's gonna be Princess Celestia against Princess Cadence, eh? I think we're gonna like that one. Seriously though, look at this. The changelings, they cannot get out of this. They're stuck in this loop between trying to stop this from going crazy and continuing the momentum here. And that's only gonna end up with them quite literally losing. They were here at some point, but not anymore, friends.